I'm the Treasurer and the Chief Financial Officer of the Unitarian Universalist Association. We are a longtime member of ICCR. I thought that opening panel was really great. And thanks to everybody who was on that. It was terrific. And it kind of gave a great high-level overview of this space that we're exploring today. You know, today we're talking about climate finance. And by that, we're really talking about using our assets to make positive investments that contribute to climate solutions. In this panel, as opposed to the first one, what we're going to be doing is talking among ourselves as practitioners. So we're actually down at ground level trying to take that information that we learned in the first panel and figure out how do we actually implement that in our portfolios, or in the case of Jessica, the portfolios of her clients. And I like our title, Exchanging Ideas, because you will see this is a PowerPoint free zone. We are actually going to have a conversation. I'm going to pose some questions and we're going to talk about it. And I think that's appropriate because we're not so much in a position to tell you what's what and to say, here's how you do it and here are the next 3 steps and here's the study, but to kind of just explore questions ourselves, because this is a really emerging space. So we have an absolutely terrific panel. David Erickson, who is the Chief Investment Officer of Ascension Investment Management. Jessica Matthews, who's Managing Director with Cambridge Associates. And Richard Kent, who is Chief Investment Officer of Friends Fiduciary Corporation. And as I said at the beginning, I am Tim Brennan. I'm the Chief Financial Officer of the Unitarian Universalist Association. So could we just go down the panel? Maybe we'll start with you, Richard.
Sure.
And just very quickly, in a couple of sentences, tell us about yourself and your institution.
Okay. Can we hear me? Great, thanks. Good morning. Richard Kent, Friends Fiduciary Corporation. We are a Quaker-based nonprofit investment management group in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. My role as Chief Investment Officer is oversight of our 6 commingled funds and our 12 external investment managers. So that involves manager due diligence, performance measurement and reporting, socially responsible implementation of our guidelines. And if you know anything about Quakers, our guidelines can be somewhat stringent. We manage, our assets under management are $315 million, which once you hear the assets under management over here, you'll think that's pretty small. But it also makes us very nimble, too. We're able to implement our policies in fairly clean, quick fashion, and you'll be hearing more about that.
Hi, I'm Jessica Matthews. I'm, as Tim said, I'm at Cambridge Associates, managing director of the firm, and I manage what we call our mission-related investing practice. Cambridge Associates is an investment advisory firm, and about 7 years ago, we decided to formalize a practice around helping clients who are thinking about pursuing some kind of social or mission-oriented investment in their portfolio. We've built the team up to almost 30 people globally now, and so we have folks on the team that are dedicated to working directly with clients in this area, and also folks that are spending almost all of their time scouring the universe of manager opportunities in this space. So we certainly work with a lot of religious institutions and more and more, of course, and I'll get into a bit later, hearing from clients that have focused on mission broadly previously, but are really beginning to hone in on some of these environmental issues, which we'll discuss.
Okay. My name is David Erickson. I'm the Chief Investment Officer for Ascension Investment Management. We have roughly about a little shy of $30 billion in assets under management. Just a real brief introduction to Ascension, because I wear 2 hats at the organization. One is I am the Chief Investment Officer for Ascension. And actually, when I was hired in 2009 to join Ascension, that was my primary role, is to invest for Ascension. Ascension Health is the largest Catholic non-for-profit healthcare system in the country. We have roughly 70 different locations from Florida to New York to Arizona. You may not have heard of Ascension Hospital. It would be Providence or St. Vincent or have one of those names. in about year 2011, 2012, we spun our group out into a separate management company and actually registered with the SEC because we thought we were somewhat unique in what we were building, and that was we are a fully Catholic investor. We have size with the $30 billion that we offer, and everything we invest in has our social responsible investment guidelines written from the Catholic Church perspective. So we thought that we would bring something kind of different to the marketplace, and that not only are we investors with this belief, but we actually have product to have investors invest in, which I can talk about, one of which is an impact investing strategy that we're launching now to try and take some of the concepts that we're hearing about and actually having something to invest in. So.
Yeah. And so the Unitarian Universalist Association has an endowment that I oversee called the UU Common Endowment Fund. It's about $200 million. We also have a retirement plan and some other assets that get us up to about $500 million. And we do attempt to reflect our values in all of our investments, and it varies from asset class to asset class in challenges.